All right, here we go. We are back 40 degrees as promised. Mild temperatures coming into the picture in and around central Vermont with a wind advisory until 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. We've been following Roger Hill's weather details, saying that things could be very slippery tomorrow at this time. So we got the warm front now, followed by a cold front that's going to be pushing it tonight. That's what's bringing the strong winds and the plummeting temperatures. We're going to go from right around 50 degrees this afternoon, quickly dropping tonight, especially after dark. The rain, it could be heavy at times late afternoon, and maybe even for your late afternoon, early evening commute home. But tonight, skies are going to be clearing out, and the temperatures are going to take a nosedive. And when you wake up tomorrow morning, it could be a skating rink in your dooryard or parking lot, and maybe in certain places on the roadways. So drive carefully tomorrow. Look out for black ice. The utilities are also, as we said earlier, gearing up for expected power outages statewide, region-wide, actually. So just keep that in mind, all right? All right. We were chatting earlier and had Raylene on with a laundry list of stuff that is going on around central Vermont here. Just this weekend, this coming weekend, there is so much happening. There is so much going on. We encourage you to carefully watch the Aired Out Podcast Facebook page, which you're on right now, because we're posting up just tons of stuff happening. One of those items is not this coming weekend, but it is next weekend, Saturday the 18th, Sip and Shop Vermont.
Hello.
Hi, Fern. How are you?
Pretty good.
Welcome back.
Hopefully people aren't sick of seeing my mug yet. So.
No, listen. I said to you when I met you that I want you to be a regular on the show. I want you to come back, and I want you to talk about what you're doing in Central. Where the hell's Nashonda?
I am one of the three ladies that I joke around saying that I don't have a real job.
Oh, I see.
I have the time. I do let them know that it is, though. But sometimes, Nashonda works at the school, so sometimes it's hard to get out for doing things like this.
She can't just leave all the kids and run here to do some silly podcast.
Her stuff is more important.
Yeah, understand. Yeah, it is. Frankly, it is. Yeah. So Nashonda and who else now?
Jen Waters.
Okay. And the three of you, was it the three of you that are behind Sip and Shop Vermont?
Yep.
Okay. That's it.
Yep.
And they kind of pinned you on as the media girl.
I mean, I would say that, it was a situation that the first time that I went to one of their events, I was just going around and I'm just like, hey, we're down here. And they kind of like pulled me aside and they're like,
you're our girl.
Yeah.
You're our camera girl. That's cool. That's really cool. You have Owl Moon Artistries, and you had a busy summer. You were out in the park up at Courier Park an awful lot and selling your wares.
Yep. I was doing 3 to 5 events a week over the summer from about April to, let's say, the end of August.
Wow.
Kind of pittered out September and October because they were outdoor events. And, who wants to be vending outside in the snow? It does happen, though.
It does.
I've heard it does happen.
I'm
just not the person to be able to do that.
Yeah. So you this is your gig. This is your bread and butter.
Yeah.
You're blasting.
I absolutely love it. Because I was actually talking with my husband this morning and I was just like, in comparison to like 2 years ago, if you had told me that this is where I would be, I would have never believed you.
Same story here.
Yeah, you get it.
I totally get it. Yeah, it's amazing.
Because
amazing.
You get the hustle to be able to go and kind of build yourself up from the ground. So
yes, but there's a scary part to all this, and it's your own ass.
Yeah.
There's some big pros with it, but also some cons, and you have to learn both well. But this is so awesome. And you have this. We're going to be talking about what's happening on the 18th at the Canadian Club here in a second. But you have this room in your home that is kind of like your domain.
Yep. I share it with my husband. We share the computer. But I have my whole setup for. I have like it's called Dreambox.
Yeah.
It was like one of those like it's every crafter's like dream, and it was one of those things that when I was establishing my business, I was like, can I? Yes, I can, because it will go and it'll help. And so I have everything in place. It's got a nice little table, and then it can fold up to the size of like a wardrobe.
And it's called a Dreambox?
It's called a Dreambox.
That's so cool. I wonder if Sherilyn's watching this morning. Because she loves this kind of stuff. I mean, and my sister-in-law, too. They get so crafty. They get into their own, like a zen.
Yeah.
They get into a zen where they're like, I don't care who's calling or what's going on with the kids or anything. Leave me the hell alone. I'm crafting right now.
Guilty.
Are you guilty?
Oh, I'm totally guilty.
How many
as well.
kids do you have?
I have 2.
Do they ever get in there and screw everything up in the crafting room?
I can't deny that there hasn't been stuff screwed up, but usually they're like pretty respectful of the stuff. It's more like, for example, my daughter wanted to like sit on my lap this morning.
How old is she?
She is going to be 3 in January.
Woo!
So she wanted to sit on my lap, and she was like, pointing at all the paint colors. I was working on like 12 different customs this morning.
Really?
Yeah.
Just today?
Just today.
Just putting together custom orders?
Yep.
And you got, how many out in the mail?
I got 3 out, or no, 4. 4 that needed to go out in the mail today.
So exciting.
Other ones are local pickup.
Yeah.
Too.
So Owl Moon Artistries, obviously on Facebook. It is a great way to check it out.
Yep. Facebook, Instagram, and Etsy. I typically try to push more of Facebook direct sales strictly because if you have ever seen my booth,
yes,
you understand that I have a lot of different offerings,
yes.
and adding everything to Etsy, it would take 100 hours.
Yeah, that stuff is a little complicated for me.
Yeah.
For me, I'm just like, I love it. I want it right now in my hand. That's just where I am at. Maybe it's my age. I don't know. So what is it? So you say eclectic art with heart.
Yep.
So you're making jewelry?
Home decor. I'm ever expanding on kind of like the different things. I've done water bottles in the past. I've gone and like when I first started, I was doing resin work, but then I kind of found that like that wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So I kind of moved away from that, but it's kind of one of those things of just developing your art, crafting your skill, figuring out what you're good at.
Yeah.
And, like if it's something you want to pursue doing.
Yeah.
I have already 3 different things in 2022 that I'm already developing prototypes for right now to go and kind of offer.
I don't, and I think I said this to you the last time you were in here. I'm not really sure what's happening or if anything's happening with the Central Vermont Crafters Guild or whatever it was called. There used to be a huge craft show up at the Barre Auditorium.
Yep. I actually, at our last event, we had several crafters who said that they had signed up for that. And apparently that had been canceled all the way back in March.
Yeah.
Just because of how huge it was and like the concern of COVID and everything. Sure. So. Yeah,
massive. You've been.
I have been.
So, I mean, there's just a ton of people in there.
There are so many people when I've gone there, but I mean, I'm really fingers crossed that, we're going to be able to have something like that someday, whether that be at the BOR or I was just up at the Essex Fairgrounds this past Saturday.
How was that?
That was awesome. So that was with Vermont Gatherings. They are an amazing company to go and do events with. They're the ones who they just had their holiday market, but they also do like the Vermont Renaissance Fair, the Sci-Fi and Fantasy Expo, the Steampunk Expo. They hosted the Armored Combat New England Championships back in November. So if that's like your thing, man.
Where was that?
That was, I believe, also up at the
fairgrounds?
Yeah.
Champlain Valley?
Yeah. And
oh my God.
like, I mean, when you go and you see it, I wasn't able to attend this year because like I had surgery at the beginning of the month, but I've had people that I've talked with who have been like, yeah, like it's a situation that you have an armor that you go and you either get from someone who knows how to actually make this, and you will get hit, and you better hope that armor works. Like,
they take this shit seriously.
Yes, very like real sharp swords, shields, chainmail, the whole deal.
A couple of ambulances parked by, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Wild.
Yeah,
Wild stuff. I love that. I got to check that out.
I've also heard that it's nothing without a little blood too, because there's always a little blood.
So Vermont Gatherings, and that's a pretty good size umbrella.
Yeah,
Wow.
they're a pretty big company to go and be having events for, because they do, I think, like 10 expos or conventions a year.
So you went eyes wide open, and maybe taking some notes and bringing back some ideas, possibly to Central Vermont.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm just kind of curious because I know that I had actually, last time I was on here, you were like, hey, so what do you think about the BOR someday?
Yeah.
I'd actually talked with someone this past week about what it takes to do the BOR.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe like 10 years down the road, because apparently if you get it big enough that like City of Barre ordinances that you have to have like a police force.
Oh yeah, sure.
And like that's like
$1,500
an hour, like so.
Yeah, an insurance rider too.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what's coming a week from this coming weekend. So Saturday the 18th.
Saturday the 18th is the Sip and Shop Vermont Holiday Market, which is going to be perfect for, last minute shoppers. It's the Saturday before Christmas, which thankfully Christmas lands on a Saturday this year. So,
perfect time.
Yep. And it's going to be from 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Last event that we had up at the Canadian Club was a fantastic turnout. We had music, we had specialty cocktails, we had Morse Block Deli hooking us up with the egg sandos and the sausage gravy to fit in with like the brunchy theme. So we're hoping that they're going to come back this time, but with them going and trying to get Pearl Street Pizza up, they were like, busy. Keep us on the books.
Yeah.
But just in case.
Right.
But fingers crossed, either way, I'm hoping for success
yes.
for either way. I would not even bat an eye if it was a situation, because I want them to be able to succeed over there.
Yeah, they're just about to launch. Yeah, it's so cool.
Awesome.
So this is at the Canadian Club.
Yep.
Okay. 10 to 4. Any price to get in?
It's 10 to 4:30.
10 to 4:30.
Yep, 10 to 4:30. No price to get in. You do not have to be a member of the Canadian Club to be able to go in. I've gotten that question before.
Okay.
But it's free to the public. We're going to be having over 30 vendors there again. We're going to have music. We're going to have specialty cocktails. I'm hearing whisperings of the specialty cocktail being called the Grinch.
Well, I was going to ask you about that because last time we chatted, I asked you, do we have a read on what the specialty sip might be? And I don't think we were sure yet, but it might be a Grinch theme.
Yep, it's called the Grinch. I believe it's Midori to make it green. And then there's some Sprite in there, I believe, just kind of as like a bubbly. But that's what it's looking like right now. Last time, to fit in with the brunch theme, we did have Mimosas and Sangria.
Oh, I love it. Oh, I love sangria. Oh my God.
And it was good stuff, too. They even gave you the fruit and everything.
Oh, that's so great. Oh, my God. And maybe some grenadine in the mix here, the red and the green. Who knows? But they're going to be making this all.
Yeah.
All right. The Canadian Club.
The Canadian Club.
All right. So 30-plus vendors. What can we expect?
You can expect everything from jewelry, holiday ornaments, goat's milk soap.
Yeah.
Candles, clothing. We have several actually different clothing people. We have someone who has a boutique for like women's clothing and stuff. We have bags, so like handmade bags. We have someone who goes and specializes in like rocks, and so Greaves Grove art, and she makes the cutest little portraits out of these rocks that she went and she got down in Cape Cod, and they're so simple but they're so adorable.
Wow.
But yeah, definitely sure to cross some names off your list.
What's the live music?
So the live music is, well, it's not like people playing. Last time, unfortunately, we did just kind of have like, several speakers.
Yeah.
But we had like a nice little like playlist that we curated and stuff. Yeah, ambiance.
Yeah, we need it because it puts you in the spirit. You know what's so amazing about this kind of stuff is when you discover the level of skill and talent in our community, things that are thought up and created that you simply cannot walk into a store and buy. So, well, most often. Some things you can. But some of these products and some of these things that are made in people's homes and in their own shops that they've started out is absolutely amazing. And you become a fan and you're like, oh, man, it's like I don't know anyone that's making product exactly like this. I'm dialed in. I want their business card. And you become a regular fan and a regular buyer. And it helps them and it helps you. I mean, it's just perfect.
Definitely. I know that we had someone at our last event who's going to be at this event who, kind of like speaking of things that you would never 100% think of. She goes and she makes wreaths out of recycled plastic bags and you would never know. And they look so pretty.
Really?
And she was just going and selling them on like Facebook Marketplace. And so when she came in, she wasn't 100%, expecting or knowing what to expect for like being at an event. But I mean, she's coming back with us in December. And so that's going to be like an awesome alternative that, is so upcycled. Cool. Cause granted, I'm kind of like, how do you get your plastic bags now that we haven't had plastic bags since July 2020?
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, she does them all different colors, and then she puts like little ornaments on them, and they're fantastic.
I admit that Sherilyn gets pretty crafty, and I have made fun of her in the past. Now, however, there's some things that have happened lately where I've seen what she's doing, and I'm like, holy crap, that's really cool. And some of these things are coming from her own mind, which is amazing to see. I could never do that. And other things coming from some ideas that you get on, what is it called, Pinterest or whatever the hell. Yeah, it's she loves doing this kind of stuff. Loves it. To be able to do that and love what you do and then take it a step further and make some money off of that you can turn around and put back into your passion. That's the goal. That's the goal for many.
If you like what you're doing, you're never going to work a day in your life.
I know. And I mean, last night, and she goes into the Zen also. Last night she had the artificial flowers going, and the foam things, and the plastic plates and the candles, and she was making a beautiful candle advent thing. with the 4 candles there, and for Lily, and it was just so amazing to see this all come together. I could never do. A, I don't have the patience. Let's start right there. B, even if I did have the patience, I just don't have the skill. I mean, I would like butcher something, butcher it.
Sometimes you have to fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
So, like, I would suggest, even just going and be like, hey, I have this, and just try it. Because I think that you could even surprise yourself.
Well, she's teaching me all about the hacks of what you can do with a glue gun. Is one of the most powerful tools in the damn world. I mean, what you can do with a glue gun, my God.
I found out the other day that you can put crayons in it.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not.
I mean, they suggest like having like one specific glue gun for like putting crayons in because like, you don't want to mix it with the glue.
Right.
But I've seen people go and put crayons in glue guns and then squeeze it out so it looks like melted wax.
That is so cool. And, I'm always looking for ideas because, frankly, we're going to be indoors a lot with a 7-year-old. And weekends can be long at times. So I'm always looking for ideas. And that's pretty cool.
I could give you some ideas.
Well, I'm sure you could. Our elf on the shelf at home right now is very busy being very, very creative, which is so entertaining for me. I don't get involved. I have to step back. Just step back, get out of the way, and don't ask questions. Just watch. But it's just so you guys are. There's I don't know if it's left side of the brain, right side of the brain. What it is.
I can never remember either. So
yeah, I don't know. But I love it. I just love. So, what's the goal here? I mean, Canadian Club on the 18th, the Sip and Shop Holiday Market, Sip and Shop Vermont. 30 plus vendors. I'm knowing the Canadian Club. That's a pretty good amount of people in there.
Yeah. We went and like we actually had people like up on the stage last time. So we go and we filled out both sides. We had Morse Block in their own little room kind of off there so people could sit and eat.
Yeah.
We had me and Nashonda up at the front just because that's how it worked out for when, we were the first faces you saw when you walked in.
Should be that way.
But we had so many people like everywhere on both sides. We had the center dance floor area filled. Wow. So it was an awesome time. It was seriously the best event that we've done and our biggest event. So
the fall time one. Which one? The last
one? For the Black Friday and Small Business Saturday. So that was our 2-day event that we went and did. And those were, as I said,
It's wonderful.
We had, some little pops that like slowed down a little bit, but there was probably one time where we had so many people and there were so many people talking you couldn't even hear the music. Yeah. Because there was just so many people, but it was amazing to have so many people come in and be just like, oh my God, I didn't even know that this was happening.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. That's the way to do it. And it'll be the fastest couple of hours of your life. I mean, before you know it, bang, and it's over when you're that busy.
Yeah, usually when I go to shows and stuff, I bring stuff to work on. Yeah. Just because I'm constantly just working on something. But I find that at the Sip and Shop Vermont shows, I can bring it with me. Yeah. But there are very few times where I'm going to be able to like sit down and like actually do it. Right.
Now, what does Nashonda make again?
So Nashonda does Paparazzi Jewelry. And that's going to be your $5 jewelry for anything. I know that they've gone and done, I believe it's the Z collection, which she was going around to actually the burlesque shows because they're just like very fancy, like very, like if you saw them, you would go, yeah, that's definitely something that, a burlesque dancer is going to go and do, which I'm not going to lie. I actually kind of looked at him and I'm just like, I'm not even a burlesque dancer, but like, I don't know what I would go and I would wear it for, but it also wouldn't be the first time that I've bought something that I didn't know what I was going to wear it for. And I just like wore it around for, if I was feeling fancy to take a selfie or something like that.
Right. Wait, and what about Jen?
So Jen does Color Street. So that's all the cool little nail strippies for your fingernails. I know that they had for Black Friday a drop, and it sold out in 3 hours. She didn't even have a chance to go and do it at our event because it just completely sold out nationwide.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
And you got the Scentsy stuff. I don't know a lot about all of this. I mean, I know Scentsy.
Yep, we have a Scentsy rep, so that's Michelle Smeedy. And she's got all of your, wax bars, warmers, the I think they're called pals, the warmer pals.
Yeah.
That, is kind of like you can have it either be like a character, trademarked character and stuff. I know that Scentsy seems to always be coming out with, cool, like either holiday themed or doing like different partnerships. So I know they have one with Disney right now. They have one with the Peanuts.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool because I have several friends who do Etsy, so I get to keep up on this stuff as well too. So
and any stuff for the guys?
Any stuff for the guys. So we actually have Dan's Barbecue LLC come in, and he does like the hot sauces and the barbecue sauces. I think that they even do like specialty like pickles and like stuff like that too. Plus, in addition to actually having like an actual like barbecue place, because I know that they went and added a menu to their Facebook a couple weeks ago. So they're cranking it out. They're making their own sauces and they're doing their thing.
That's so
cool. He's gonna be there. I know that for the Greaves Grove art that I went and mentioned, her kind of art can be geared towards men as well too, because I mean she works with rocks and sticks,
right, and
like birch logs and stuff. So I mean, how much more Vermont manly can you get than rock, sticks, and birch?
We stopped off not long ago at Yankee Candle down in Deerfield, Mass. I think it is, right off the interstate. You ever been there?
I haven't been to that one. But is that the one that's like the huge one? I've heard whisperings of it.
Yeah, trust me, you're going to want to plan on at least a good 3 or 4 hours.
You're going to need a lot of coffee grounds.
Oh man, it's almost too big. It's almost too big. It's
too much. Too much of a good thing.
Well, too much if you've got a child in tow. I mean, it's just overstimulating. There's so much in there. You'll be in there all day.
I'm not even sure if I could go, because if it's a situation that I'm picking candles, I will sit there and I will smell every single candle.
Yes, you will. In the Emporium part, you will be. It's incredible. So will there be any candles? I'm guessing yes.
Yes, we do have candles. So we actually have a couple people who are doing kind of like smaller selections of candles. I know Trish Clark, who has No Limit Lemon and does homemade lemon curd, which, mind you,
really
delicious. Also just started doing candles as well too, and goat's milk soap.
These are the kinds of things, and we'll say this to the guys. These are the kinds of things where if you go and pick up some of this stuff, like the goat's milk soap, put that in the stocking for your wife or your girlfriend, you're scoring some huge points here.
Oh, yeah.
Because the ladies love that stuff.
Just whatever you do, don't go to Walmart and get like the pre-packaged things that everybody goes and gives.
Yeah, right.
I've seen a meme floating around Facebook going like, "Please stop! No woman in your life wants these."
Yes. Share that meme with me when you can, will you? Because I would love to see that.
I'll find it for you.
I just love the fact that this, these are all things that are made right here in Vermont. And man, when it comes to having some talented crafters, Vermont kicks ass. We really do.
We kick ass in that.
many other things we
Yeah.
take acid. Yeah.
cheese, maple syrup,
Yes.
craft beer.
And the list goes on and on. But when it comes to crafting, man, I mean, we've got stuff going on up here that is just you don't see anywhere else, and you definitely don't see at Yankee Candle. I'll tell you that now.
Yeah.
Because I know. So this is what does it cost to be a vendor? What if someone listening right now, they're interested, they want to get involved with Sip and Shop Vermont? Is the holiday market full? Are we full?
Yes, the holiday market is full. We actually sold out within 8 hours of all of our spots. And, I think it's a situation that, our wait list right now is over 20 people.
Isn't that
deep.
Really?
Yeah, which I feel so bad because I don't want to turn people away, but we just
list?
don't. Yeah, for the wait list. The wait list is almost as long as our vendor list.
What are you going to do?
I mean,
What are you going to do?
we're brainstorming right now because I'm just like, we literally have like 50 people if we had the space to be able to go and just accept everyone. So
yeah. And the Barre Auditorium is out of reach for at least the near future.
Because I discussed it with someone, and you're talking like that's
major logistics.
That's buku logistics, and that's
money.
like $7,000 just to rent it.
Yeah.
And that's not even, like the insurance, the police force that you're going to need.
Yeah.
So I know that someone who I spoke with said that, they were having their vendors pay like $150, like $200, like a pop.
Yeah.
In comparison to like our 20. So.
Right. Hopefully this can grow into something that's even more awesome than it already is, but also something that you've got a good grip on, that you're comfortable with.
We're brainstorming,
yeah.
So we're trying to figure that out for.
But what does that tell you? I mean, it tells you there's a need. There's a need.
There is.
There's a need for the vendors, but there's also a demand that the folks want homemade products.
Exactly. I know that because I'm not sure if I mentioned this earlier, I'm also up at the Berlin Mall for the holiday season.
No, you didn't mention that.
Yeah. The amount of people that come up to my kiosk and are just like, oh, well, who makes your stuff? And I'm like, oh, I do. And then they're just like, what? You're local? And I'm just like, yeah. So I hear that a lot up at the Berlin Mall, that there's a lot of people who are just like, man, I love supporting like local business and stuff.
Owl Moon Artistries. Where's your kiosk in the mall?
My kiosk is kind of kitty corner to the vaccine clinic right now, but it's right across from where Bath and Body Works used to be.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a little interesting to be surrounded by 2 empty storefronts, but
right. Now, when are you up there?
So I'm going to be up there from Tuesday to Fridays, with the exception of the week of Christmas, where I'm going to be there Monday through Friday.
Okay.
And I'm going to be there full mall hours from 10 to 7. I do put a little asterisk on my sign saying that hours are subject to change due to mall hours or general life chaos.
Right.
So
life chaos. You get some kids, and you might have to go potty. Run away for a little while. But does your husband come up there and drive the bus?
No, he goes and works nights, so he's usually kind of, dropping me off, helping with getting the kids out the door, and then going and sleeping or doing kind of his thing that he either needs to do or depending on what his schedule is. So sometimes we're like passing ships in the night, but we've been married for 5 years, so
you got it figured out.
Yeah.
Wow. This is so cool that this is all happening. The Sip and Shop Holiday Market. Where do we find this? Where's the best go-to on social media for this?
So if you go to the Sip and Shop Vermont Facebook page, there should be a tab that lists events. Also, if you scroll down to the side, usually it goes and lists events, and it'll have all of our events, both present and past, just to kind of go and show what we had. But if you go to Sip and Shop Vermont and then click events, and it'll have the holiday market, and you can click on that and it'll have all of the details. We also try to put the information in like the cover photo just for people who want to do like a quick little look and then get the basic.
What's beyond the holiday market? Anything in January, February, like a little cabin fever reliever?
We are in the talks of that strictly. Sorry, that's my husband. So but we are currently in talks of that just because, you know, we're kind of like, these are going pretty good for big events.
Yeah.
But as you also know, during January, February and stuff, there's kind of a lull because people, you know, get Christmased out.
Sure. Yeah.
But I personally am a believer, at least for like my personal business, because January and February are time for product development for me.
Yeah.
Plus you got people going, and with January birthdays, people going and getting ready for Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah.
And then, you know, kind of once March hits, you know, you've got tax season, and then like after that, it just goes all the way till summer, and then you're back in holiday season before you know it.
I know.
So we're in talks about what January and February are going to look like right now for Sip and Shop Vermont. Just because trying to get the logistics for it.
Would love to see something for these other 20 some odd vendors that are anxious to get involved. I mean, you and Nashonda and Jen, you guys are really onto it.
Yeah, I was going and saying that I kind of wish that there was like an in-between where like, you know, it wasn't quite BOR status.
Yeah,
but
right.
something in between the Canadian Club and the BOR.
Yeah.
But, you know, maybe with the warmer weather coming up, we won't have to go and like worry about that because we could have something.
Yeah, that's maybe more affordable and maybe not so big.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. If anybody has any idea, they should get in touch with you.
Yes, please.
Sip and Shop Vermont on Facebook. Fern Doolen, easy to find you as well on Facebook.
Yep.
Owl Moon Artistries.
Yep. And definitely for right now, we're going and posting a lot.
I'm sure you are. I'm tagging you up here right now in the comments. And I'm just putting you in here right there. Fern Valente Doolen. Good luck with everything. I think this is fantastic. The 18th, so you got a little while to plan on this. But and you know, I'll say this, guys, if your ladies don't know about this, maybe they missed the podcast today. Do a great thing. Surprise them. Take them there. Maybe even offer
Going on a road trip.
Yeah, or maybe offer to, you know, take the kids for a couple of hours and entertain them so that your lady can go and browse around, you know, and check it out. This is great that you're doing this. Owl Moon Artistries at AOL.com. Owl Moon Artistries on Etsy. And you can also find you on Facebook and, as we said, and Instagram. Eclectic art with a heart. I love it. This is fantastic. Keep at it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you for coming in here again. And I love the fact that you're in touch with Raylene. And if you have anything going on, we want to support you, especially if it's local. We love it.
Well, I mean, like, we love having you guys, you know, kind of like help us out as well, too, because, I mean, you guys do a lot for this community as well, just to kind of, you know, like flip it about you, because you guys do so much as well.
Wow. Thank you, honey. We appreciate it. Maybe we'll get over there and run a camera one of these days. It would be nice. Will you be live? Will you go live?
Yep, we have gone live
Okay.
for these events. Sometimes we have liveception because we'll have multiple people going live at the same time.
I'm sure. Pulling the bandwidth. Sip and Shop Vermont. Find them on Facebook. Give them a like. Follow them. Post up your comments, your ideas, your suggestions, anything that you have. Fern Doolen with us. Thank you so much, hon. Very much.
Thank you, and it was awesome to be here.
Yeah. Always awesome to have you. Thanks to Green Mountain Mulch, Infecto Homes. You got the list right there in front of you. ASB Financial Retirement VT.com. Donnybrook.com, which is where we are, 185 North Main Street in Barre. Donnybrook Fight Promotion, the Times Argus, long list here of, supporting and presenting sponsors. Fecto Homes in Granite City MMA, Vermont Custom Woodworking, Wood Doodles, Wright Electric, FGB Theaters. Don't forget about those movies playing for free. FGB Theaters, Paramount Theater in Barre, Capitol Showplace Theater in Montpelier, Barre Area Development, Salvador and Babbitt, Gauthier's Quality Grounds and Maintenance, Preston's Kia, the Central Vermont Chamber of Commerce. Kevin's going to be here, it looks like Wednesday, I think. Barslow Construction, Gusto's, CW Creative, and Green Mountain Mulch. Have a great rest of your day. Keep very careful watch of the Air Dot Facebook page. We're going to be posting up more details on this interesting and changing weather. We're going to go from mild and rain to a sharp cold front late tonight into early tomorrow morning with some snow showers, maybe up to half an inch or so, but some black ice for the morning commute tomorrow. We're going to have details as we get closer to the front, but be careful in the meanwhile and look out for downed utility poles and trees. They're expecting a good number of power outages, so the utilities are getting ready in anticipation of this. So we'll have more details on the AirDial page. Be well, everyone. God bless.